One of the things that drives me crazy is a misunderstanding of what a hypnosis session should be like. People tend to think of it as passive. Even good hypnotists treat their patient, client, subject as though they're supposed to just sit there and do nothing and hope what they are doing as a hypnotist is going to hit home.
I hope they don't just sit there like that. That'd be weird. But are you saying, Mike, that a hypnosis session isn't basically the client sitting in a chair and just slumping down and listening to the hypnotist talk ad nauseum for on and on and on?
It shouldn't be that. I mean, there are certainly types of hypnosis that are completely passive, like watching television or highway hypnosis. But if I'm working with a client to get some sort of change to happen, I have to realize that they are the ones who will do the hypnotic work.
Yeah.
And my job is to stimulate the client's brain to make the necessary shifts and changes.
Yeah, so, all right, let's say the client comes in, you do some interview, you find out how you can help them, you got an idea of what that help will consist of, then you put them in a trance. So how are you involving the client? How are we typically teaching our students to involve the client so it's not just some passive thing where they just listen to us drone on and on in hypnotic language?
I'll involve the client by telling them what to do instead of suggesting things are happening. You're getting more tired. You're becoming more confident. They're falling asleep because you got them lying in a frickin' recliner chair to begin with. No, I like an upright chair, and I'll say to the person, and now make that picture shrink down even smaller, and notice how good you feel as you take a deep breath. Now, I'm involving them in the process.
And it can be something as simple as, and nod when you've taken that step in your mind's eye, or whatever it is. You can get confirmation. You can get them to reach out with their real hands if you're doing something like an NLP
Pull
technique.
in that integration. And the key with this is you are involving them in their own change work. I heard a man say many years ago, you're not only your own best therapist, you're your only therapist. And what I want is cues from the subject that they're listening, that they're doing what I'm saying, because this isn't a passive, try to hit the target and they lie there and hope it's worked. This is a psychodynamic loop where their behavior is affecting my behavior, is affecting their behavior.
I want to bring in the concept of heteroaction here too, because we'll link to this in the description underneath this video. So if you're looking for our video, or in the cards section, I'm not sure how this works on YouTube these days. But anyway, we'll link to the video on heteroaction. But Mike, talk to us about how involving the client actually creates more heteroaction in the session.
Well, heteroaction goes back to Andre Weitzenhofer, I think around 1957. He discovered that if someone fulfills even a simple hypnotic task, they are far more likely to fulfill another one that is totally different.
Right.
So if you say to the person, and when you're ready, you can sink down into that chair even further and let your head drop forward, and this happens, you're now beginning to generate heteroaction. So the person is more liable to follow your suggestions.
Right. And so, for example, when we say, and you can reach out with your hands and pull that other you inside of you, whatever, if we're doing some NLP integration, when they're doing that, that's creating more heteroaction too. So it's smoothing things along for the rest of the session, isn't it?
These are building blocks, and we go from one to the next one by continuously involving the subject.
Awesome. So if you like stuff like this and you want more of it, check out the links in the description and make sure to visit our website, MikeMandelHypnosis.com. You can get all kinds of great training, including our flagship hypnosis course, the Mike Mandel Hypnosis Academy. See you in the next video.